This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. Welcome to this special presentation entitled Three Simple Marketing Strategies That Could Easily Be Worth at least 25% More Gross Profit to You in the next 90 days or less. How you're going to outpromote your big buck major competitors, even if you're starting out on a shoestring budget. That's correct. Entrepreneur, the following three extremely simple marketing strategies, if you'll apply them, could easily help you increase your overall gross profits by at least 25% or more in the next 90 days or less. And as I stated, even if you're starting out on an extremely tight budget, they're going to allow you to out promote your big buck major competitors. Now, with that said, I want you to take a look at this first strategy because it's incredibly powerful. Here's marketing strategy number one. Ladies and gentlemen, you already realize, or you should, on average, it's going to cost you, me, and every other small business owner and or service provider at least 500% more to create that all important, first time brand new customer or client. What you should do, any and every time you have a chance to reactivate old or ex-customers or clients, entrepreneur, you got to do it because it's just far cheaper to go after people who've already thought enough of you to trust you to buy from you than it is to try to get a complete stranger to do it. In fact, I want you to think about this. In the time it takes you to watch this entire video, right now in your local market, there are television ads playing and there are radio ads playing. And you're probably not going to be able to pay attention to this video and those at the same time, correct? And yet, look at what these entrepreneurs are spending money on to try to reach people like you and I. And it's just a waste of money. So the bottom line is, anytime you have a chance, and here's another thing to think about. If you have any JV partners or cross promotion partners who have the same type of client base as you, it makes sense for you to help them reactivate their old ex-customers and clients because you're ultimately going to be a beneficiary as well. So you want to try and reactivate those old ex-clients first before you go out and try to create new ones. Very powerful. Here's marketing strategy number two. And this is big too. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime you have a JV partner that's about to change a popular seasonal item in order to make room for the current seasonal item, offer to buy that item at cost and hold a free drawing in their store, because this is a really simple way to build your list. And let me give you an example. Let's suppose there's an appliance store and it's, let's say summer's just starting, they're coming out of spring, so they got the barbecue pits out, the grills out. Let's say they have one particular grill that it normally would retail, say, for $900, but the real cost is, say, $375. Offer to buy that grill at cost so they don't lose anything, and have them stick it out in the middle of the store, one of the better grills, so it really gets attention, and offer it in a free drawing. And all you're simply going to do is say 3 weeks before summer's over, have the owner pick the winner, and you get the names, and they of course get all this additional attention and clout from their customers. In fact, you might even throw in $100 grocery store coupon that they can go to the grocery store of their choice and buy whatever they want to buy to go along with their new grill. Because think about it, they're going to be bragging, telling their friends, hey, they won this grill and they got a coupon for $100 and all this and all that. And the bottom line is, you just picked up a ton of new potential names of people that if you had to go out and market for them, running ads and television and radio and all that, think about the money it would cost you for the type of names you could pick up for almost pennies on the dollar. This is huge. So that's an incredibly powerful strategy. And if, let's say, you own the appliance store, then you should talk to one of your JV partners about doing this. In other words, you can build the names for them and just kind of cross promote each other. Incredibly powerful. Now here's marketing strategy number three. Ladies and gentlemen, pay close attention to this one. Entrepreneur, you got to take advantage of one of the most underutilized proven business assets that you have. In fact, let me give you an example. Suppose you were to drive up to Beverly Hills in the most prestigious section up there, whatever that would be, and let's say they had 2 miles of perfectly manicured, undeveloped land just sitting there right in the heart of a residential area, undeveloped. How odd would that look? Yeah, real odd. Now imagine this. Imagine you go to the nearest super Walmart in your area, and it's a two-level Walmart. In other words, you go in, you go up an elevator, and you go up to the second floor. The second floor is completely empty, and half of the first floor is empty. What would be your gut knee reaction when you walked in there? Exactly. They're going out of business, or they're practically out of business. This particular store is going to close. Well, I got a question for you. Why aren't you taking advantage of the back of your business card? This is prime real estate, entrepreneur. And let me just give you one simple idea that you could use. Let's say you got a ladies' boutique store, or a clothing store, or you're a chiropractor, you got a service, it doesn't matter. But let me just use this as an example. Say a women's clothing store, a boutique. Put on you got a test now, but you put on the back of the card, the holder of this card is entitled to 10% off. However, every time you come to the store with a new first time customer over age 18 and over, you get 25% off every visit. And what you're simply going to do is when they bring the card in to redeem it, whatever they do, you laminate the card for them. Now, when they bring it back, they're either going to get 10% off because they came solo, or they're going to get to 25% off. And what you could also do is start hole punching it and let them know on their fifth purchase, no matter if it's, when they bring somebody or if they come solo, then they get a certificate. Let's say if you're like in a strip mall and there's another place in there where they could go to eat or something, then they're going to get a free dessert at this place, or, two free slices of pizza, whatever. The bottom line is incentivize it for them to keep coming back to your store. But what's more powerful here, don't let the back of that business card sit blank. That is prime real estate. You're paying for it. It's just like that land in Beverly Hills sitting there undeveloped. This is ridiculous. And what you could do, ladies and gentlemen, you could just create some index cards and test different things. And then once you found out what was your best trigger, that's what goes on the back of your business card. Entrepreneur, that is an incredibly powerful strategy that's sitting there. Any small business owner and or service provider who's not taking advantage of this strategy, shame on you. And one other thing, let me just say something here about strategy number two, strategy number one about reactivating old customers and clients. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a newsletter printer, like let's say you're a CPA and you have a newsletter about, let's say, tax savings. Who isn't interested in that runs a business, right? You should create, let's say you have 12 issues and you charge $97. I'm just using this as an example. It's just a concept. Now, let's suppose your actual hard cost is, say, $47. I don't know what it would be, but because it depends on how many pages you print every month and all that. Let's suppose your hard cost is $47 to print, this newsletter, all 12 issues. Why not create a sample trial 6-month subscription, and you let some of your other customers and clients give it away to their best VIP customers and clients? Let them give it away to get testimonials. Let them use it in their secondary drawings. The point is, there are a ton of ways you could get that newsletter out there. And see, the reason why I bring this up is because most CPAs, no offense if you're a CPA listening to this, they don't think outside the box. When they think of advertising and marketing, they lump those two concepts together as one thing. In other words, they're thinking about running an ad somewhere, radio, television. They don't think about marketing like article marketing or putting on periodic workshops once every, say, 3 months, and then letting companies invite whoever they want. They don't realize that by giving away this newsletter, if it's a physical newsletter, and of course you're probably thinking, but wait a minute, Mark, in the age of email, why would I want to incur the cost of mailing out a physical newsletter? There's going to be printing, postage, then I got to put it inside a bigger envelope to mail it out. I'll tell you why. Right now, when you go check your email, I guarantee you just like everybody else just starts checking off stuff and deleting it. Email is just too easy to get rid of, ladies and gentlemen. And with all the clutter now, everybody, you only have so much time. And every time you turn around, there's more spam. And there's more people who the list you're on who are sending emails. Some people email 2 times a day. So here's the point. How likely are you to throw out a physical newsletter that you get in the mail? That it's something now you subscribe to. Now we're not talking about somebody unsoliciting sending this to you. Or if you got a CD that you went to some website and they said, hey, if you do this, that, and the other, we'll mail this CD, these 7 basic principles that you can't live without knowing. When they mail that CD, even if it takes you a week to get around to actually listening to it, or DVD, you're less likely to throw it out, aren't you? Exactly. So that's the reason why a lot of these entrepreneurs mail stuff like postcards and special reports and all this stuff to their customers, because they realize that email is just, it's still effective, don't get me wrong, but it's just so darn competitive now. But when you physically mail something to somebody, they're far more likely to keep it. And if the content is valuable, they're going to share it with people. But here's the other point I wanted to make, especially in your local market. When you mail out that newsletter, is there any reason why you can't put an insert in there, invite them to a special offline workshop, or let them pay $27 and buy 3 90-minute online webinars that you've already recorded that's part of a membership site that you're trying to get them to enroll in? See, this is what the CPAs and these they don't think like this, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you have an advantage, entrepreneur, if you take advantage of this type of marketing. Now, with that said, let's quickly recap, because I know we covered a lot here, but strategy number one, reactivate those old ex-customers and clients before you attempt to create new ones, because remember, it's 500% more expensive on average to create a new first-time customer. Strategy number two, take those seasonal items that your JV partner is about to change up, buy them at cost, create a free drawing. And strategy number three, take advantage of that unused prime real estate, which is the back of your business card. And what else can you think of with this strategy? You mean I'm going to have to make another video for part two? Okay, so be it. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who want to discover how you're going to add an additional 25% more gross profit to your bottom line in the next 90 days or less, entrepreneur, without adding any new customers or clients, then do yourself a favor. Grab that free 9-page special report. You know where to get it. youcanmarketonline.com/sales. This is Mark Newsom, Mr. Marketing. We'll see you again next time on the Marketing Minute.